Hello, I'm Lubambum Sonda and you're watching Chipolo Polo Diehards TV.
Than what we have now. So that will be for the future a point to discuss with them. They're all playing regularly, but maybe not enough minutes. So it's a point to discuss with them to find their basic spot on club level to be or to stay competitive for the national team. The second concern I want to express is the actual state of the pitch at Heroes. I visited the pitch a few times during the last week and it's not in a good state. So at this moment it's a disadvantage for us and an advantage for Guinea-Bissau, because I suppose that they will come to defend their 3 points ahead, that they will play in a more defensive style. So that means that we need speed on the ball and in our passing, and the actual state of the pitch doesn't allow that kind of style. So I really hope, and maybe more than hoping, that the maintenance team of Heroes can do a good job for us to prepare the pitch in a good state that will give us some more comfort on the ball for the game next week. About the list, last time I had 26, I went to 24. I left out Spencer Souto because on the right wing there's a lot of competition, and I choose for 2 other guys on that position. I left out Lungu Gampani because after the camping of Namibia and Gabon he had 0 minutes in his club, so that's the reason why. Although both gave me a good impression during first camp, but you cannot always go with 26, so I had to choose, and I mentioned the reasons why they're not on the list for next week. And then I changed 1 goalkeeper. Lawrence Mulenga will be replaced by Charles Mutanga. Also because of a lack of minutes in his club for Lawrence, so Charles deserved this chance to be on the national team. And then I will go through the list, and to be sure I will read one by one. And Sabata, Toaster, Muntanga and Nwini are the 3 goalkeepers. We have Solomon Sakala, Gideon Sihone, Isaac Shama Jumpa, Luca Banda, Sunzo Stopila, Kabaso Chongo, Lawrence Chungu and Faxon Kapumbu as defenders. We have in midfield Sinkala Nathan, Piri Salulani, Enoch and Wepu, Jackson Shirwa. Then up front, Musonda Lubambo, Cletus Chama, Galaba Rainford, Bruce Musakanya, Augustin Mulenga, Fashion Sakala, Justin Chonga, Patson Daka and Lazarus Kamboli. About the game next week, I have no info about Guinea-Bissau. The only thing I know is that almost all of their players playing in Portugal, what is a good league, especially a tactical league, so I expect a tactical, difficult game. Although we don't have much time to prepare the game, because it's already on Wednesday, that means traveling, recovering from the weekend game, and prepare their mindset. There will be no time to do a lot on the pitch, because most of them, they will come on Sunday evening, a few ones even on Monday. That means we have only Tuesday to do something specific, and that's already the day before the game, so we cannot even do anything for 1.5 hours. We will reduce trainings time for 1 hour on Tuesday. That means not much time to prepare. Everyone knows mathematics. We all know that we are 3 points behind. That means at minimum of 4 out of 6 to stay in the race and 6 out of 6 to have an advantage over Guinea-Bissau and have an open door to qualify. There will be one open training, that's Sunday evening. I think it will be around 5:30. I'm not sure because all depends on the inbound flights of the guys. It will be heroes, normal. There will be no interviews, only the official press meeting the day before the game, where I will attend with 1 or 2 players. But we don't have the time to spend a lot of time on extra things. I'm sorry for the media. Questions?
Yeah, my question is, you have excluded some of the players due to lack of game time. How special is Kennedy Mwene, who doesn't have enough game time at his club?
This is something I mentioned even in the interview in the national TV. For a goalkeeper, it's a little bit less important than for a player. A goalkeeper doesn't run 12 kilometers in a game. He doesn't have a lot of high-speed runnings. So for a goalkeeper, it's less important.
Next question, please. Sandra.
In the qualifiers, Zambia is yet to win a game. Going into the Guinea-Bissau game, what's the approach? And as a coach, are you under pressure to deliver, especially looking at how the table looks in the game?
A coach is always under pressure to deliver. There is not one game. It's a competition of 6 games, and missing 1 or 2 games is difficult. So I don't feel the pressure, but I know the team and me, we're under pressure, and I think everyone would like to qualify. I don't know one player who doesn't want to play the AFCON next year. So how are we going to approach the game? I think the most important is the mindset, because the lack of time to prepare. And I have some ideas in my head, but let's wait and see if there are any injuries or other issues coming up after the weekend games.
Any other question? Yes, Michael.
Thanks. Coach, you had coached some young players prior to naming the final squad. How was your impression of the boys you had caught, the boys from the under-17 and of course the guys from the under-20? How did they perform in training?
But do you have to ask a performance of an under-17 guy who comes for the first time to the senior national team?
Oh, it's just your impression of
Yes,
how
I
he
know what
performed.
you're asking, and
Yeah.
I'm answering your question. I think for them it's more adapting to the level, adapting to another professional lifestyle maybe. So for them it's giving them the opportunity to settle in and to see where they can reach and what is needed to reach it. It's not about their performance. It's not about if I'm happy or not happy. It's guiding them through a process to become, in the future, a national team player.
Okay.
Aaron.
You've talked about the goalkeeper not needing so much of game time, but you've also dropped Lawrence Mudenga because of the same. Can you kindly clarify?
Yes. Because there was something going on with him, and I don't want to go in detail. That's a part of the reason. And we know, and he knows, we spoke about it, and we also spoke about the future coming up. So if he can solve it, there is no problem with him.
Next question, Sandra.
You've played 2 competitive games with the team and also monitored them probably before this game. Do we see major changes to the starting lineup as you approach the Guinea-Bissau game?
That's a question the coach of Guinea-Bissau would like to ask as well. I said that I have some things in my head, Major things, no, certainly not about how we're gonna play. We don't have info or almost no info about Guinea-Bissau. That means we have to go from our own strength. And during camping before Namibia, we trained a few principles. The same principles will be issued for the next game against Guinea-Bissau at home and away. In the starting lineup, let's wait and see what happens in the weekend. I don't think you need a lot of changes in a team. You also need some consistency in the starting lineup.
Next question, please. Jason.
Coach, this will be your first game at home, and it's a tough one for you. From the fans' perspective, it's a must-win so that the Chipolopolo stays in contention for qualifying to the African Cup of Nations. Personally, for you, any pressures playing competitive match for the first time in front of your home fans?
I said before, there is always pressure, and a home game makes it a little bit special because you have the advantage to play home. But do you feel extra pressure? No. We have to deliver, yes, in every game. I said already before you came in that missing 1 or 2 games in a competition of 6 games makes it tough. So we know, at least it gives you a direction, you know where to head. There is no other option than 4 out of 6 or 6 out of 6. It makes it clear.
Any other question before I close?
Coach, just an observation. In most cases, when the team is in camp, the media we usually face problems having access to the team. We have a responsibility to inform the nation. Why don't you sometimes, if you don't talk to us, give us a player, we talk to the player?
But you're talking about your responsibility. I have my responsibility, and I think sometimes it doesn't match. And I open it as much as possible. So Sunday evening you have the possibility to attend the training, but no interviews, like I said before. So everyone has his responsibility, and I think it's good for the team, especially because the game is already on Wednesday, to have the calm and the serenity in the camp. So media for me is not a part of that calmness we need at this moment. It's also a way of keeping pressure away. And the people, I know they like info, but is it a must that they have to need all the info? I don't think so. That's my opinion against your opinions.
On that note, we come to the end of press conference. Thank you for coming.
Thanks.